Welcome, this is Nathan, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at a scenario where Afghanistan forms an empire. Now, I know, this is weird. I'm giving Afghanistan an empire before other countries that should probably have an empire by now. I've decided that we are going to go in alphabetical order for a little bit. Yes, I know, but let me explain. Selecting the countries is fun and all, but I've got to the point now where there are, not many countries left that are, big. Now, I may kind of abandon the whole alphabetical order thing for Indonesia, but other than that, I think we're going to go in alphabetical order. But, Afghanistan, I haven't done Afghanistan, but next is Albania, and I think after that is Algeria, and obviously I've already given those two empires, so I think after those two it's Andorra, which I've already done. But anyway, Afghanistan. Oh boy. Yeah. Probably the most war-torn country on Earth. This place, I would not want to live here. It's a mess. But what if they decide to form an empire? That's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So, Afghanistan's first target is going to be poor old Tajikistan. I'm sorry, Tajikistan, I don't know when I don't know if you are ever going to get an empire video. Troops will move in, and I think the capital of Tajikistan is Dushanbe, which is up here, so this is where Afghanistan's going to focus all their things. They're going to push up around, capture Dushanbe, and Tajikistan's going to kind of capitulate after this. Tajikistan's not a very strong country, so they fall, so let's take a look at speech treaty. So, taking a look at the speech treaty, we can see that Tajikistan is fully annexed by Afghanistan. I was going to say Tajikistan is fully annexed. I was going to say Tajikistan fully annexes Afghanistan, but that wouldn't be right. And Afghanistan is now expanding, and it kind of makes it clear that to all these Central Asian nations that they are on the chopping block. Now, why is Iran, Pakistan, and China not scared? Well, if Afghanistan would attack China, Iran, or Pakistan, even if they are buffed, they would get crushed. There's no doubt about it, they'd get crushed. So anyway, it's time for Kyrgyzstan. Afghani troops will move in and will begin taking land and taking names. And the main goal is to capture Bishkek and also get to this little lake up here. Because Kyrgyzstan, I think, does rely on this lake for, economy because of the fish there. But, they capture Bishkek, and Kyrgyzstan's going to collapse really quick. Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan are, the weakest countries in Central Asia. So, yeah. Kyrgyzstan is fully annexed. And this is definitely going to actually benefit Kyrgyzstan. What? This is definitely going to help Afghanistan's economy, as now they have access to a lake, which, fishing, and you can sell those fish to other countries. But, Jesus Christ, what am I looking at? Yeah, this country is very oddly shaped, and I don't like it, so, hey, Turkmenistan, you're next. Now, you might be wondering, why is nobody doing anything about Afghanistan just rapidly expanding? Well, because there's not really a point. The Central Asian countries are weak, and Afghanistan is not going to gain much power from taking them all on. So, it's not really worth it to get involved. Now, Iran is actually going to say something about this because they probably have plans to invade Turkmenistan, but they are going to say something about this, which isn't going to... Like, Afghanistan doesn't care. They mainly focus on the border and to Ashgabat as they capture the city and take it over. And from here, Turkmenistan is, well, the military is going to flee into Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. That is not the right order. I was meant to say that. But yeah, they flee into those two countries, and from here, the government is just gone. So, bye. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. Full annexation. Yep. Afghanistan will fully annex Turkmenistan, and yep, that just proves that they are not, they do not care. Afghanistan is going to be fully annexing most of these countries, because once again, they need to do it, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to take on one of the big three they border. So hey, time for Uzbekistan. Now, Kazakhstan is absolutely terrified. So what is Kazakhstan going to do? Well, they're going to go over to Russia, and they're going to be like, hey, Russia, can we ally? And Russia's going to be like, nobody, I'm leaving that to you. China is going to be like, nope. Iran is like, nope. And India and Pakistan are like, nope. And unfortunately, there's nobody here to help Uzbekistan, so they immediately lose Tashkent. And, yeah, I mean, Afghanistan completely bought. They really do border this country like mad. And unfortunately, Uzbekistan, you are far, far away from having your empire video. So, sadly, you're not going to have your empire video. I don't know if they ever will get an empire video. But, and there goes Uzbekistan. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. And once again, full annexation. And this point, Kazakhstan is terrified. But, Afghanistan's going to stop for a little bit, because they've been going on a roll, and they haven't been stopping. And what I mean by that is they're doing it Germany. They're invading these countries, and then taking people from them, then taking resources, enslaving the people. They're not assimilating them very well, but they're gonna do that now for like a year, because Afghanistan's dictator wants Afghanistan to be great, and well, you know, Kazakhstan did see this coming, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Now this is gonna be the hardest war yet. Kazakhstan is kind of strong, but yeah. Troops will move in very quickly and will begin taking land. And the main goal is to get up to this lake, which is going to be succeeded very quickly. And, yeah, there's nothing Kazakhstan can do about this. You see this area over here? Well, yeah, Afghanistan troops are, like, flooding in. It turns out that the equipment that the USA left here after they left is becoming very, useful. Yeah, it may be from like the 1990s, but it's very useful, this equipment. And unfortunately, Kazakhstan is still using the old equipment from the 1990s. So, yeah. Afghanistan will make a spearhead up to the capital, which goes extremely well. And Kazakhstan at this point is they're capitulating. Kazakhstan will just agree to surrender, because they know they're not going to win this, so there they go. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. In the peace treaty, Afghanistan will be taking a huge bite out of Kazakhstan. And yeah, this is, yep, I mean, what do you expect? They're an empire, they're going to do this. So this is definitely going to benefit Afghanistan. Now, why didn't they fully annex Kazakhstan? That'd be too much. These zeros are unrealistic, but, like, to be fair, fully annexing Kazakhstan is just ridiculous. That'd be like China fully annexing Russia or Ukraine fully annexing Russia. That's not possible. That's not feasible. It's just dumb. So there you go. Afghanistan is now huge. And the dictator is getting a bit... His ego is getting a bit big. He feels like the fact he just took out Kazakhstan like that, he can do whatever he wants. And... yeah, he's now probably on par with, like... he is probably a regional power. I mean, this thing is huge. But this isn't very valuable land. I mean, he has uranium mines, which is going to be huge, because he's going to be able to sell that to all these countries, so that's going to boost their economy. But where does he expand? There really isn't anywhere left. Russia, that's a death wish. China, death wish. He can't attack Mongolia, because I guarantee you he would attack Mongolia if he had the chance. You could attack Azerbaijan, but that would most likely get Turkey involved, which you don't want to fight Turkey. So, where do you go? Well, he's only going to do about a year's preparing until he declares war on Iran. Yeah. My guy only does a year of training and all that to take on Iran. His ego is getting a bit big, but he feels like he can take on Iran, so let's see if he can. Troops will immediately move in, and this is no doubt that they face really harsh resistance in this invasion. But we do see some troops from here exit out and begin moving down the coast, and they immediately actually meet up with the coast. But this is all they're going to do, because Iran's here. Yeah, it turns out a year preparing to invade Iran was a very dumb idea. So they begin getting pushed back like crazy, and Afghanistan is going to be like, okay, maybe we should get some help. So Afghanistan's going to get some help. And what I mean by help, well, not the Caspian Sea, Jesus. Yeah, what I mean by help is... yep. All these countries will declare war on Saudi Arabia. All these countries will declare war on Iran, and Iran is just looking at this like, what? So Iran will try to get Syria involved, but Syria's like, no. They try to get Iraq involved, they're like, no. Yemen's like, no. Qatar's like, yeah, hell no, we're not doing that. Yes, I was meant to colour in Qatar there. So, Iran's getting jumped. And... let's just say, yeah, okay. Yeah, Iran would absolutely get slapped in that war, so let's take a look at this peace treaty. So, the peace treaty, we can see that, Iran is getting completely carved up. Beginning with Turkey, they will be getting a tiny piece of land over here, which, I think they should just be happy they're linked up with Azerbaijan, but, Azerbaijan's going to be getting some land as well. Saudi Arabia will be getting this tiny piece of land over here, but, it's not going to benefit much. And Afghanistan will be getting a huge chunk of land. And the main goal of this war was to get access to the ocean. And as you can see, they've achieved that said goal. They now have access to the ocean. So Afghanistan is feeling good about themselves. And they wait a little bit longer, and then they invade Kazakhstan and take that entire thing for themselves. And that is going to be it for this Empire video. So, yeah. That's it. So, Afghanistan, they're done. They can't really invade anywhere else, because, like, everywhere else, like, Iran's peace treaty, Pakistan is, you know, that, even though you may have India helping you, I wouldn't suggest doing it, no matter what. China is no. Russia's a no, and Azerbaijan is allied with Turkey. So that's going to be it for this video. Really enjoyed, and I'll see you next one. Bye.